Greg Gutfeld says it all the time. Donald Trump, we don't deserve him. A lot of people don't like him, but his responses just in real time are absolutely hilarious. And his response to Sydney Sweeney is just, it's one of the funniest things that I've seen all week. Now, we all know the controversy about the commercial that she did for American Eagle. It's heating up. It's the second week that people have been talking about it. But Trump has weighed in a very classic Trump style.
Story in 5 words. Sydney's a Republican. MAGA rejoices. Okay, Heather, MAGA world is celebrating after the woke mob has taken on Sydney Sweeney. You know the whole controversy over her ad. People said, oh, it's like jeans, it's, it's the Nazis or whatever. And an ex-user decided to out her. And so he said he looked into her voting records. He posted them online, revealing her party affiliation. Is this going to hurt her? What do you think?
Now, the whole point of someone being able to go and find out who you voted for, I'm not comfortable with that. And, like, who cares who people vote for? Like, they're celebrities. They're paid to play pretend. Or they're singers. They're paid to sing. Or athletes, whatever. Who they vote for is who they vote for. So, like, that shouldn't be an issue. And I'm not sure how that person did that. And I guess, if it must be public record or something.
Thank you.
No, she's Republican, registered, yeah. No, it obviously hasn't, and I think she's doubled down. I didn't know this is like the second political controversy that she's been in. I don't really, I should follow it more perhaps, but in 2022 at her mom's birthday party, she received a lot of backlash because a lot of the older ladies were wearing MAGA hats. And word got around, and so I guess she got pushed back for that. But now, hey, she's a registered Republican. I think at the end of the day, this is a rejection of cancel culture. It's okay to be a beautiful woman. It's okay to be excellent. And cancel culture is dead. I think this is a testimony.
This is it?
Yeah.
R.I.P. cancel culture. Trump weighed in on this. I want to get your take on this. Do we have the tweet, or is it the audio? Let's play Trump.
She's a registered Republican? Oh, now I love her ad. Is that right? Is Sydney Sweeney? You'd be surprised at how many people are Republicans. That's what I wouldn't have known, but I'm glad you told me that. If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic.
Trump is too funny, and I think that was a real-time response, and his timing is just comedic. And I wouldn't have guessed that she was a Republican because she's, in the world of media and entertainment, and a lot of people are on the left. But we shouldn't care, but Trump's reaction is too funny.
Okay, Tyrus, let me get your take on that. And do you think he was being honest there, that he had never heard that before?
No, he's only running the country. He watches Fox News.
Yeah.
I don't think the commercial runs on between Gutfeld. So he probably had no idea about it. I had no idea about it. But cancel culture, this isn't cancel culture. This has nothing to do with cancel culture. This has to do with mean-ass women. That's what this has to do with. This is what all women do. There's a certain set of women who just hate whenever another woman is successful.
Tyrus is so right. This is one of the things that I like about Tyrus, because he brings a whole new angle to things, and it's usually an angle that regular people can associate with. So as a guy, we've all been in that situation. You go somewhere, there's a group of different girls, there's the really good looking one, there's the medium, and then there's the one that probably no one's going to talk to. And the moment that the one that no one's going to talk to realizes she's not getting the attention, she's like, we gotta go. It's always that type of hate that comes from certain females who are not comfortable with themselves. And therefore, if they're not getting the attention, then nobody's going to get any kind of attention.
If another woman says something funny on TV, there's Gladys or Kelly, whoever's, every time Cat cracks joke, oh my God, I can't stand that she's on TV. And they're always the same thing. They look like a bag of oatmeal, and they're ugly and mean. And no, it's true. And the only time they jump on their keyboard is when a woman's successful. So they're mad that a young woman who's in shape had a pair of jeans on, and heterosexual men were like, yeah. And girls were like, oh, I want to look like that. Yeah. And who? Because they can't fit no jeans. So they said something like, oh my God, she's Hitler. She's this. These are the same people who tell a friend who's 400 pounds that she looks good in a miniskirt.
Facts. We don't need to body shame or anything like that, but facts. These are the people that aren't working in the best interest of their friends, because if you're morbidly obese, that's not a good thing. It's not a healthy lifestyle. You don't have to body shame someone, but you have to let them know that they need to have a more healthy lifestyle. So just telling them, yeah, girl, you look good and all that stuff is not helping, and it's not actually showing any love or care for the person, because an unhealthy lifestyle will make their life shorter. It'll make it, in most cases, a lot more miserable. This is why, if you notice, you always have these celebrities who come out and may be heavier, and as they make money, as much as when they first come out, they're like, no, I'm comfortable in my in my skin, like Lizzo. But then at some point they will lose weight, and more power to them. That's an encouraging thing. That's not a bad thing. We shouldn't body shame, but we certainly shouldn't be telling people having an unhealthy weight is a good thing.
Interesting. Kat, do you think it is a female thing rather than a leftist thing? Because I've seen some guys they've joined in. So guys are attacking her as well. They think...
What kind of guys?
What kind of guys? But they think, look, I see it online. I see on X, people are saying she has to issue a statement now. They're trying to pressure her.
First of all, I did see this last week, and I can't believe that this is getting another week in the news cycle. Yeah. I was watching it from the couch. I was like, should I have gone bigger?
Dude, Kat is so funny. I love her voice. She should do voiceover work. But for those of you who don't know, Kat, when she was pregnant, because she was out of the show for a while, when she was pregnant, she found out that she had cancer, and she had to have a breast, or both breasts, removed. So when she just made the joke about should I have gone bigger, it just shows her sense of humor in the face of something that a lot of people might not find it easy to laugh about. But Kat is a trooper, and it seems like she got a lot of support from the rest of the team. They seem like they genuinely do get along with each other. But classic line by Kat.
Do they have? Could you say?
No, I couldn't.
Could you say, give me the Sydney Sweeney?
I was like, yeah. I was like, should I have? No. But listen, I think I have such a hard time believing that this controversy is real. And if you really are upset by this, then I genuinely feel sadness for you. I genuinely feel sadness for anyone who's upset. But I don't. Some of the headlines, even about the ad itself, for one thing, but then her becoming coming out that she was a Republican.
Yeah.
Some of the headlines, Newsweek was like, Sydney Sweeney, a registered Republican. What we know. It's like usually the what we know is like when they're talking about some kind of horrific contagion that broke out somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
Or a serial
killer. Who cares? Lots of people are Republicans. A lot of people are Republicans out there, and it's like.
And I think even more people are Republicans now than previously. I think potentially it's a little bit easier to say it now because there's been a few wins in this administration. Plus, when you look at the previous administration, you can compare and contrast and say, well, I may not like the guy that's leading the party, but look at the economy and look at the things that he said he was going to do. But the thing is, a lot of people are Republicans, and I think there's more Republicans in Hollywood than we would believe. And by that, I mean people who, when they go into that voting booth, vote based on what's best for them and their family. They may say whatever in interviews because you want to keep your job, right? You don't want to get blacklisted because you have a certain political view. Or maybe some people just don't say anything. And that's maybe where Sydney Sweeney's been, but somebody's gone and found out by looking at her voting record.
It shouldn't be that groundbreaking to find out that somebody who's wealthy, especially, is a Republican. And I think it would be great if she just said nothing. Yeah. I think she should just say nothing.
I do too.
And just move forward with her life.
Yeah. I think that would be great. Heather, it doesn't mean she is, even if she's registered, people can register as a Republican for various reasons, if she wanted to vote in the primary, whatever. Also, I thought we had something called, like, you know, a secret ballot in this country, and there's a principle that that's a private thing.
Yeah, I guess, no, it's public, right? I mean, is it just public? Is it different in states? Because obviously she's a Florida resident. Did she, in June of 2024, switch over from a Democrat, or was that her first time registering? I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention to it. But I do know that there was a switch in June of 2024.
There was a switch. I went to Heather twice. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
I went to Heather,
pointed at Jim.
The producer
though.
said, Tom, you went to Heather twice.
That's
okay, we'll go to Jim.
Well, they look similar.
Well, I know. I don't do this.
This dude is about to drop one of the funniest lines. I've just got to prepare you because you may not be paying attention, but he's about to drop one of the funniest lines. Other than the Trump thing at the beginning of the video, this is probably one of the funniest lines of this particular clip.
Every day.
I serve at the pleasure of Tom.
Jim, what do you think of this? I mean, this is right in your wheelhouse. Should she say anything?
You know, it's hard not to. I feel like it's a slam dunk if she does, but I get why she should. Like, I don't care about her politics. I'd sleep with her if she was an ISIS recruiter. I don't care I don't like or I don't feel allegiance to her. I don't feel disconnected from her. I don't care.
Yeah.
And this whole you're right. This whole thing it's a lie. It's not even an accidental thing. It's a blatant lie. People pretending to be upset because they're mentally lazy and they don't know how to start a conversation. So what they do is they springboard off something, and that will get them into the conversation publicly. But they're just lazy people who don't know how to just start and discuss something. They need to pretend they're upset about something because people respond when you pretend to be upset. It's
That is a great summary of a lot of what we see going on just in general society, because sometimes people will weigh in on something because it's in the popular culture at the moment. And if you ask them a couple of questions, you'll see that they really don't understand or really know that much about the topic. And you can't blame it. People are looking for connection. People, want to find something that they can start a conversation around. And this is the topic of last week and also the topic of this week. And it's a shame, really, that we live in a world where, someone doing an ad, a jeans ad, and a play on words, jeans with a J versus jeans with a G, becomes political. And I'm sure she's getting hate mail. I'm sure she's getting threats. I'm sure all of those things are happening just because she did an ad. And it's so stupid. But American Eagle is loving this. I said it in one of my other videos. I hope they lean into this hard, because no matter what they do, the people that want to criticize them are going to criticize them. So they should do a black person, a Hispanic person, a Chinese person, every color. It should look like a Benetton. In fact, that's a good idea. They should do like all of the different races and all that stuff, and then just do one where they're all together like in a Benetton ad, and they're like, I have good genes. That would, listen, you're welcome. You're welcome. If you do that, that might be their plan anyway. But I have to play that Trump clip again, because that Trump clip is absolutely hilarious, and only Trump could say something like that. Where is it? Here it is.
The audio. Let's play Trump.
She's a registered Republican? Oh, now I love her ad. Is that right? Is Sydney Sweeney? You'd be surprised at how many people are Republicans. That's what I wouldn't have known, but I'm glad you told me that. If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic.
I love how he leaned into the camera. Anyway, that's just my views on this whole Sydney Sweeney thing and Trump's reaction to Sydney Sweeney being a Republican, or at least a registered Republican. Look, I'm just a guy with a Wi-Fi connection and a camera. I'm just giving you my views. You may agree, you may disagree. Either way, I appreciate you watching. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you like. Make sure you share. And more importantly, make sure you subscribe. As you can see, this is a small channel, so I do my best to respond to all of the comments and all of the engagement. And I take on board if you tell me I'm wrong. Even the bad comments or the mean comments where people tell me I'm a hater, which I don't get. But anyway, I try to respond to all of them. Help me grow this channel. Share it with people who you know it will trigger. Share it with people who you know will agree and disagree.